Okay, welcome to the monthly Money Matters workshop. Today, I have an amazing personality on board. This is a monthly conversation to talk about money matters. And so we want everyone to make more money, manage his money effectively, and also multiply his money effectively. And one way we can do that is to get access to financial information. And once we have financial information will then, once you apply it, it will turn into financial knowledge. And then you can use that to create wealth. And so today I have an amazing personality, someone that I've admired from afar. Somewhere 2019, we had a great conversation. Yes, we had a great conversation with Sam about teaching children financial literacy. But today we are here to do something amazing. We are here to talk about how we can teach kids great money habits. And Sam is a thought leader when it comes to early childhood financial literacy. And so this was a strategic conversation. I strategically invited Sam so he can share about how we can teach kids great money habits. You are welcome, Sam.
Oh, Peter, thank you very much. And congratulations on the wonderful work that you're doing, spreading awareness and education regarding financial literacy. You're doing outstanding work from what I can determine. So congratulations. Thank you for inviting me onto the program and for the wonderful introduction. Yes, this is one of my favorite topics, kids and money.
Sure. Thank you so much. I remember 5 years ago we had a conversation about teaching children financial freedom, and you shared a lot of great insights. Some of our parents here, some of our educators got that knowledge and they inculcated that into their young ones. And there have been a lot of testimonies about some of the things you shared with us. And so today I'm excited to have you again to talk about how we can teach kids great money habits. But before we go into that conversation, can you tell us what you do? And tell us something more about what you do, your organization, and how you are helping promote financial literacy across the globe.
Oh, well, thank you, Peter. Again, my name is Sam X. Renick. I'm the creator of a character called Sammy Rabbit. And Sammy Rabbit has great money habits. And, about 25 years ago, I created Sammy and SammyRabbit.com. That's our website and home of what we call the money school, where anyone can go to get activities and ideas and lessons to teach kids about money in both a time efficient way and usually a fun way. But roughly around 25 years ago, I was at a turning point in my life, and I was thinking how I can make a bigger contribution to society. And at that time, I was in the financial services profession. And one thing that was happening just almost every day was adults were sharing with me their regrets and despair for not having learned about money when they were kids. And so that really got me to thinking about some of the lessons I was lucky enough to learn from my parents when I was a kid that helped put me on the road, the path to financial freedom and independence and security. Very similar, I think, to what your grandfather did with you. As you know, we have a column where we champion financial literacy and try and create awareness among parents and grandparents. And we interview people from all over the world, and we ask them to share with us some of their childhood money memories. And you were one of our guests. Thank you very much. And your story is one, I've never forgotten about, how your grandfather, shared with you many lessons, but one of them that I've never forgotten is you need to do the do. You have to do the do.
Without support.
and I love that expression and everything it means. And so anyways, going back to my story is I thought where I could make a contribution is by trying to help kids, but also trying to help the parents of kids, the grandparents of kids, the teachers of kids, and the community leaders, teach them about great money habits. For us at SammyRabbit.com, habit formation is critical. You shared this in your introduction. You know, it starts first by learning the lessons, but then can we turn those lessons into action, to behavior? And I think one of the keys to having consistent long-term behavior is forming habits. All successful people establish routines, patterns, habits. And so our financial literacy education really stresses habit formation. Saving is a great habit. Investing is a great habit. Spending smart is a great habit. So we want kids as early as possible to start forming these habits. And one of the ways these great money habits, not the bad money habits, but the great money habits. And so one of the ways our strategies to try and do this is to create activities, lessons, songs, and stories that parents, teachers, and community leaders can share with kids. So we have storybooks, we have songs, we have activities, and every day I brainstorm, little short sayings like "do the do" or "from every dollar save a dime," that make it easy for parents just to share with kids and make it fun. So so kids start gaining the knowledge and then hopefully start forming the behavior. And I want to share with parents, education, we need to be realistic. Education is a long-term process. If you just start with small seeds and you water, you nurture them every day, eventually they will grow. And to become a master of good money habits, it takes time, it takes repetition, it takes practice, it takes consistency. I don't believe in these magic moments, silver moments. Sure, sometimes something happens and it really helps us, but we need a lot of encouragement, a lot of repetition, particularly in societies like the United States. Maybe it's true in Africa, but in the United States, every day we're getting all of these messages. Spend your money, spend it now, spend more than you have, charge it. It's easy, it's fun. And then the next thing you know, 30 days later, you're getting a statement. You owe $100 for candy and popcorn or something. And then the second month, let's just say you paid $10. Now you owe $90 plus interest. And then the third month, you owe $80 plus interest plus compound interest. So, it's very important to just start in small steps, to start talking to kids about money and smart things that they can do with money. And it's not important in the beginning if they understand everything, because, it turns out the research shows people don't make money decisions after doing a lot of thinking and analysis. They do it based on feelings and attitudes. And so something you can start teaching children when they're 3 years old, 4-year-olds, is how to feel about money, attitudes about money, a money mindset, and even some thinking. I'm just saying, don't expect a lot from them, but they may surprise you. But their knowledge, if you keep watering it, you keep nurturing it, just like a seed that you would plant in the ground, it will start growing. And guess what? That will help your own family, first of all, because it will reduce stress and pressure on the family, but it sets up your kids for success, long-term success, and that's what we want.
Great. I like the repetition aspect. Teaching your kids financial literacy or great money habits should be a repetition. So you don't just give them some information and then think you are inculcating financial literacy into them. You have to repeat it over and over again. for them to get hold of whatever you want to translate into them. Great. So now let's come down to some of the strategies or techniques you use in teaching kids great money habits. I know you use stories. I know you use animation. I know you use songs. And one of your songs I love so much, Get in the Habit, like Sammy Rabbit. It's a great song. And so how do you go about using stories, using animation, and using music to teach kids great money habits?
Well, we do it in a variety of ways, Peter, and thank you. Get in the Habit. That's been a song that we've sung with kids and parents all over the world, and you're not alone. Many people just love that song. It's very contagious, but it's also very purposeful and educational. Let me just share the lyrics with your audience. Get in the habit, a habit, something we do again and again and again, like Sammy Rabbit, saving money all the time. You can do it. Now get to it. From every dollar, save a dime. So that's the chorus. So it has a lot of information.
Does it come with gestures, actions? So if we can do the actions behind the song, I think that will also help.
Okay, so we have routines that we do with our songs. So in this song, for example, if I'm teaching it to kids, a group of kids, I'll have them repeat the lyrics after me out loud, and then I'll give them hand signals, a routine that they can do. So get in the habit, like Sammy Rabbit.
Like Sammy Rabbit.
Saving money all the time.
All the time.
You can do it.
Okay.
Now get to it.
Now get to it.
From every dollar, save a dime.
Save a dime. Great.
So that's the routine. So a song like that, if you're a parent, you could just play it for them. And then after, you might ask them one or two or three questions, maybe more. We believe a lot in what we call the nudge strategy. So you play the song, and then you might ask a question. Peter, what do you think about the song? Do you like the song? And this is what I mean. If your child responds, then keep engaging them. But if they don't want to respond, then let it go. And maybe the next day or the following day, then nudge along again. You might say something, you know what, Peter, I really love that song, Get in the Habit. Why don't we play it again? Or you might say, you know what, I really love that song, Get in the Habit. My favorite line was, from every dollar, save a dime. What was your favorite line, Peter? So that's how we use songs, storybooks. And that song, by the way, it's on our website. We're making it available for free to everyone because we want to have great availability and access to the whole world so that anyone who wants to start teaching their kids or teaching their students about money, they have some resources, some quality resources that are available to them that they can use immediately.
Great. So can you touch a bit on the story aspect? So what have you been doing with stories to promote financial literacy?
Okay, so we have 2 storybooks, and then we have a lot of activity books. But our 2 storybooks, the first one that we created, this is how the whole company started, SammyRabbit.com, with the book, It's a Habit, Sammy Rabbit. And our second book is called Sammy's Big Dream. And so we'll go out and read them at schools, at libraries, at boys and girls clubs, nonprofits, everywhere. And then we have discussions about them. And then on our website, we have a lot of activities that you can do to build on the lessons. And so those are our 2 storybooks. And those storybooks, they come in different forms. So we have a full color storybook version of it. Then we have something we call Read in Color. So you can read the story and then kids can color it. And then we have versions of it where they come with just the pictures and you can write the words. Or we have ones where they come with the words and you can draw the pictures. So it has an interactive aspect. As a parent, you can just read it to your child. Read the whole story. It only takes 10 or 15 minutes. Or you can read it one chapter at a time, or you can read it one page at a time. You can read it at night, in the day, whenever you want. And we also have audio versions of the story. And we have some video versions where I'm reading it. If use whichever one or all of them that you like, that works for you and your children or students.
Great, great. So I kind of find using stories to teach kids a bit more helpful, because then kids are able to connect with the story. Once you use characters in the story, it makes them to remember these characters and try to imitate them. So I think stories are one great way we can teach great money habits to kids. And thank you so much for doing this kind of work and helping shape the future by inculcating financial literacy into young people. So as part of our monthly money matters this year, we are looking at value. We are looking at value. And so in each of the conversations that we are having, we try to bring in value. And so how valuable is teaching great money habits to kids? How valuable is that?
Well, if 100% is the most, 250%. It's hard to be successful in life if you are not a good money manager. And so it's extraordinarily valuable to learn how to manage money, because either you will manage your money or your money will manage you. And what we're finding in the United States is many people, more than people might think, their money is managing them. It's controlling everything that they do. It limits, if you're not a good money manager, it limits your financial security and stability, and it limits your opportunity for freedom and independence. So it's almost like breathing air, learning how to manage money. So if you want the best for your children, they have to have these skills. Now, money isn't everything, but it's very important.
Great, great, great. So great money habits to kids is valuable because it gives the kids options. It prepare them for them to understand money, for them to know how to manage their money and also plan for the future. So now, what 5 lessons do you want to leave so parents, educators can leverage that to inculcate financial literacy skills in their case or in their walls?
Okay,
five great lessons that you think every educator should teach to their case.
Okay, I'll give you 4 or 5. These are what I call the foundation. So we're strong believers. If you don't have a good foundation, then everything you're building is at risk all the time. So look, our number one money habit and behavior that we recommend teaching kids is to get in the habit of saving money. That's number one for us. Okay. And we think that's just like a superpower of a money habit to have. It's a super power of a money habit to have that thinking, to have that feeling, to have that behavior, to make that association that you can do more with money than spend it. You can save it. And when you teach a child to save, you get a lot of other benefits besides building financial security and financial freedom. Children learn to delay gratification. That might be the mother of all skills that a parent wants to teach a child. Delay gratification. You learn how to goal set. So those are a couple of things. And saving money, in our view, it's a leading behavior. And what I mean by that is it not only leads you to more financial security and financial freedom, it leads you to investing. It leads you to home ownership. It leads you to asking questions like, how much money is my savings or my investments earning? So it leads you in that path of greater financial literacy. All right, number two, teach your children to have a strong earning ethic, earning, work. When I talk to people and I ask them, as I said in these childhood money memories, what's one of the important skills or habits that you've learned? And almost everybody says, working hard is one of the greatest things that I've learned to do. So you want to teach children, and in addition to that, I don't know anybody who doesn't like a hard worker. Okay, so so teach children to have a strong work ethic and earning ethic, work and earning ethic. And that earning ethic, you want to tie it into saving and investing as a priority, because there are many people, unfortunately, who earn a lot of money, but they don't have a lot of money. So there is a
Sure.
difference between earning and managing, but you want a strong earning ethic. Number three, you need to know how to spend smart. Spend smart, not just spend, but
I
spend.
like I like the smart aspect of it.
Okay, so this is one of the what I'll call, this is one of the money language, money mindset mistakes I think a lot of financial educators and products make, especially for young kids. They'll have these banks that say spend, save, and give, or save, spend, and give or donate. But spend by itself is not a good message. Okay, spend smart is a better message. We get spending messages all day here, and most of them are not spend smart. It's just
Yeah.
spend, 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 spend. So I think you need to put that on there for a whole variety of reasons. So thank you for saying that, Peter. And number four, and this one, you can put it in whatever order you want. We do encourage kids to give wisely. Okay. So there's a lot of elements related to giving. Of course, give generously, give from your heart, but you need to give wisely. We think one of the ways to give, this is a different form of giving, is first you give to yourself financial freedom and stability. You will be a better long-term giver if you are financially stable yourself. So if you don't have money to give, then you need to think about that. All right. So giving is a fourth one. Put it in the order you think is most important. And then number five, and I'm going to say goal setting. Goal setting. So
Okay.
there's several more, but goals, and I'm going to, in this conversation, I'm going to put goals and dreams together. We think there is a difference. Okay, we think there is a difference, but they are closely related. It's like having a brother or a sister. You're related, but you're different. And so dreams and goals can drive behavior, and that's habits or behavior. So if you can find, this might be a little bit of magic. If you're
Yeah.
able, in working with your child, to find things that they're really interested in, and then create education around what they're really interested in, they're going to be better learners, and they're going to be better doers. And so goals and dreams, and they can change. That's okay. All right. So it isn't like, of course, if they stick with it, that might be even better. But what we're trying to do is establish these processes, these behaviors that are transferable. So saving will help you with any goal or dream. Spending smart will help you with any goal or dream. Earning money will help you with any goal or dream. So those are transferable processes, behaviors. So those are, I think, 4 or 5 big ones. interest, compound interest, that's important, investing. But in our sequencing, we go along those lines. Saving, number one.
Great, great, great. So 5 great money habits to teach kids. Some is saying saving. You need to teach your kids to save. You need to teach them to delay gratification so they can save towards the future. Earning. So you need to teach your kids to have great work and earn ethics. And that is spot on. I really love that. Spend smart, not just spending, but you need to spend smart. Amazing stuff. Give wisely. And then one thing he said is give to yourself financial independence and security first before you think about giving to others. And sometimes we leave ourselves out of the equation. And so it's important for you to teach your kids to give themselves first. And so I like this principle of pay yourself first. So you need to pay yourself first. That's the way you can give to yourself first. And then you also spoke about dreams and goal setting. And I have this quote about dreams and goal setting. One thing I've realized is most people have dreams. They have amazing dreams. They have fantastic dreams. They want to own the nicest car. They want to live in the biggest apartment. They want to travel around the world. So these are fantasies. They are dreams. But then you also spoke about goal setting. And so until you move your dreams to goals, until you set goals for your dreams, you can't achieve them. And so I mostly tell people there's a huge difference between financial dream and a financial goal. A financial dream is what you hope for, and a financial goal is what you are planning and working towards. And so this are great stuff. This are amazing stuff. And I think our parents, our educators can leverage this to inculcate in our young ones great money habits. So my next question will be, how can someone get in touch with Sammy Rabbit? How,
Okay, well,
if someone wants to get access to your resources, if someone wants to get access to your materials, how can they do that?
well, thank you for asking that, Peter. They can visit us at sammyrabbit.com, Sammy, SAMMY, Rabbit, RABBIT.com. I think there's also a link on your website to our website. Go there, review it, check out the resources. We have a contact button. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. And if I may, Peter, let me just go back to those 5 money habits and go back to our song, Get in the Habit. There's a line in there says, you can do it, now get to it. So that's the goal aspect. So you really hit that perfectly. The dreams, they give us a vision, they give us a direction. The goals give us a plan and some tangible milestones. And then we have to do what your grandfather said. We've got the dream, we've got the goals. Now we've got to do the do. We've got to get to it.
Yes, great. So I have a question here for you. Someone is asking, what games do you play with kids to get them financially wise? What games?
Okay, so what we use are activities more than games. We have puzzles, for example. I like what we call them decode puzzles. It's kind of like fill in the blanks. So we'll put a Sammy saying like from every dollar save a dime. And so we'll spell that out with little dashes. And then like some of the game shows on TV will say, give us a letter or a vowel. Who can predict what this saying is? And so that's one of the games I like. Now, there's a lot of other games out there. Like, when I was a kid, and I still like it, Monopoly is a great game. There's a lot of games out there. One of our colleagues, Paul Vasey, he has a game called Cash Crunch. So you just do a Google search, find a game that you think might work with your child, then you try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, move to another game. Our games are primarily in activities. And then along with games, periodically, we use incentives. And so an incentive might be, I'm using the American money system. It might be a quarter or a dollar or $2. If you can answer this question, I'm going to give you a $1 bonus. And then I might even put a condition. If you deposit it in your piggy bank or bank account. So we like incentives. We like games. You're going to have to use a whole variety of approaches. Storybooks. Now, you mentioned something I just wanted to highlight, Peter. You said stories. Okay. So we use storybooks, but we also use stories. Sometimes when I go into classrooms, I say, I know an interesting story. I was just talking to my friend in Ghana, Peter Quado, and he was telling me about when he was a kid and some of the talks he had with his grandfather. So stories are a great way. So use a variety of tactics to keep messages fresh. We have like this one of our core messages, saving is a great habit, but we have 4 or 5 ways of saying it. Saving is a great habit. Save 1 out of 10 again and again and again. From every dollar, save a dime. They come in activities, they come in music, they come in storybooks. So that's
Great.
that.
Great. I have another question here. So someone is asking, do you subscribe to the idea of giving allowance to your kids to motivate them or to teach them how to work for money?
All right. I grew up without an allowance. So now that's one point. Another point is, I think a lot of different strategies can work. The strategy that is going to work is the one that you work. So one of the big problems, there's a couple of big problems with allowances. One is parents consistently share, they're just not consistent about it. So if you're not consistent about it, it isn't going to work. So that's one issue. Another issue is, and this is the one that bothers me, but I'm not opposed to allowance. Allowance can work, but what bothers me is in real life there are no allowances. You have to earn your money. All right. That doesn't mean sometimes you don't get gifts or things that might be similar to allowances. But what we have found is people who earn money tend to manage it differently than people who are given money. You said that one of the topics is value. And so we found that people who earn the money value it different than the allowances. So there's pros and cons to allowance. It can work. I know people who it has worked for, but you need to decide in your family, in your system, if that is going to work for you. But if it doesn't, don't worry about it. Okay. What worked for me, this is the message my father told me. This is back in the 60s, and I asked him for a dime, which today is like roughly $2. maybe it's even $3, but for soda. And he said, Sam, I'm not giving you any money for soda, but if you're willing to work, you can get whatever you want. So what my father gave me was work, not an allowance.
Okay.
and let me just say, as a kid, when I began, I wasn't that excited about it. But like many other people, as an adult, even as a teenager, I am so glad for that gift.
Great. So let me move on to the next question. So the person said, great insight. So how do you move from savings to investing? When do you need to talk to your kids about investing?
Okay, so the parent is with the child. They're like the pilot of the plane. They're in the best position to determine when their child is ready. Now, I would say this, be a little aggressive, not overly aggressive. You can start talking to your children and using words, saving, investing, compounding. It doesn't matter if they understand them. You're just introducing them to the language.
Great.
But as soon as they're ready, that could be in second grade, third grade, or fourth grade, probably no later than fifth grade. So roughly around 10 or 11, 12 years old, if you're able to either start an investment account for them, they're very easy to start now, or if you have an investment account, start reviewing what you determine is appropriate, okay? What you determine is appropriate, some of your statements online, or if you get print statements. Now, let me say this, it is not appropriate to share everything about money with children. Like, you may not want them to know you have $1 million or even 10,000 in your investment account, but you might show them every month I put in 25 or $100. I have a systematic investment program where I'm building my investment muscle, just like you work out every month. That's a good strategy. Let's do that for you too. So the parent needs to determine when it's appropriate, but it's probably earlier than what they might think. It's what a lot of the research shows is like adult money habits are formed at age 7. They're formed at age 7. So that means the nurturing of them is happening before age 7. And if you're coming in after age 7, you're way too late. You're going to have to be undoing a lot of bad habits. But advertisers and other people, hey, they're starting at birth. Buy this, buy that. It's fun. It's exciting. So look, you just do it in small pieces. And when you see your child is responding, then it's not only repetition, but it's also evolving and growing, layering, add another piece, add another piece. So I would, I've heard kids 7 or 8, but I think somewhere between 9 and 12 or 13 is a good part to introduce the investing piece.
Great. So we have a model that we have developed for exposing kids to personal finance, and you need to get started with some of the vocabs. Let them understand the money language. So save, invest, spend. You start that from age 0 to 5. You have to start that with them. And then stage 2 is when they are 5 to 8 years. So this is where you start, they start putting some of these terms into practice. So they start saving, they start putting pennies into a piggy bank and all that. And then from age 8 to 11, this is where you start talking to them about work and what you do to earn money. You start talking to them about value and all that. And then from age 11 to 14 is when you can show them investment, expose them to investment and all that. So it is in stages. And so I really love the answer that you gave it. It is up to the parent and the kid in question. And so some kids are really smart kids. And so for them, you can introduce them to whatever you want to introduce them to. So it is up to the parent to decide that, okay, at this stage, I want to introduce my kids to investing. That's awesome. So we are almost at the end of today's conversation. I've really loved this conversation. Great insight have been shared. And I think people will play this video over and over and over again just to get the insight so they can have great money conversation with their kids. April is Financial Literacy Month. And what will be your message to every parent out there? What will be your message to educators out there? How do we promote financial literacy so we can all earn financial literacy globally? What will be your message to everyone out there, especially parents who are supposed to teach their kids great money habits?
Well, I have 2 messages. One is for parents, and that is to start intentionally, consciously taking charge of your child's financial education. Start today, okay? So you want to do it with intent. So that's number 1. And then number 2 would be this is to parents, but it's more to financial education professionals, nonprofit professionals, education professionals. Start championing financial literacy. And you can do it by making a post. You can do it by having a webinar like this. You can do it by sharing a post, and especially putting a priority and an emphasis on early age and family, early age youth and family financial education. You know,
Great.
if you're interested in the well-being of children and families, you start talking about the importance of this type of education. It doesn't matter if it's in schools or not, okay? Let me just say it would be helpful if it is, I think. but it's something you can do. Most financial education is common sense. Earn money. If you're earning here, spend here. Earn
Sure.
here, spend here. Pay yourself first. That means prioritize saving and investing before spending. And if you do that, then you're doing this. You're earning here, you're living here. Make
Great.
that a habit.
Great, great. So as part of Financial Literacy Month, the Center for Financial Literacy Education Africa, my organization, we are embark on a series of activities. So we will go to schools. You're having schools outreaches. We're having market outreaches. We're having media campaigns so we can promote financial literacy. Sam, what is Sammy Rabbit doing this April for Financial Literacy Month?
Well, we're going to be doing similar things. I think those are all smart things to be doing. But we also have a character costume of Sammy Rabbit. So we'll be taking him to a few places to shake hands, give hugs, and give our saving is a great habit message. Taking pictures with kids. You know, we have what we call a head, a heart, and hug approach to financial education. And we'll be making a lot of posts.
Repeat that. Sam, please repeat that for us. A head.
Okay. Head. We have a head, a heart, and a hug approach.
Great.
Yes, because the way we feel about money is extraordinarily important in helping us to form the right money habits, the money habits that help us get what we want and get what we need when we want and need it.
Great, great, great. So before we go, I want us to listen to Get in the Habit. I have this music on my phone, and so I want us to listen to it. Can you hear it?
I can't. Okay, you can hear it. I'm not sure if I hear the sound.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. I didn't hear the music, but maybe everybody else can hear the music. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me try again.
You know, you might have to hit on your screen share sound.
Okay, since the music is not audible enough, I think we will do a verbal version. So myself and Sammy is going to sing Get in the Habit for everyone watching us. And so on the count of 3, we are going to sing Get in the Habit. So 3, 2, 1. Get in the
habit. Like Sammy Rabbit.
Sammy Rabbit.
Saving money.
Saving money all the time.
You can do it.
Now let's get to it.
From every dollar,
save a dime. Great. All right, Sam, thank you so much for doing this with us.
All right, you're very welcome. Thank you.
This has been educative, and I know a lot of people are going to pick insight, going to pick lessons from this. to engage their kids about money, because the money conversation must go on. Growing up, money conversation was a taboo. Money was a taboo topic in my community. But then I've realized we need to have more conversation around money and how we use money, because money is important. Every day we engage in a transaction that demands money. And so it is important for us to educate ourselves, get the principles right, get the foundation right, and make money so we can sustain ourselves and help the people around us. So thank you so much for coming on board. This has been an insightful discussion, and I look forward to having another discussion with you in the near future. Thank you so much, and I'll keep in touch. Bye-bye.